Where is the real Brigitte Trogneau today?
Je pense que c'est,
This is the chief point that they don't want to unveil, the dark family secret, which is the case of identity theft and the abuse of a minor. Many journalists before me have asked, even one from Le Monde, and no member of the family has wished to respond. Phones are just being hung up. People are just not willing to speak about it. There's this interesting notion of consent. If you take someone's driver's license, even with their consent, it's still identity theft. But it's not a question of this consent. It's a question of a minor who cannot give consent. If you look at how extremely far-fetched all this is, in 2007, when she became Brigitte Macron, this happened under a false identity. This marriage of Brigitte Trogneau becoming Brigitte Macron is constructed on fraud, since Brigitte Trogneau was not the true identity. It was Jean-Michel Trogneau. The French have, in essence, placed in power a couple whose entire identity is based upon a fraudulent construct, forgery, pedophilia, and the abuse of a minor. When Vladimir Putin spoke of an empire of lies, this is what he meant. I mean, the Guinness Book of World Records couldn't beat how many lies have been told in this entire story. It's time we ask ourselves the question of young leaders. We've had this problem and questioning of morals of Obama in the US, Trudeau in Canada. Are these young leaders being engineered and controlled by blackmail?
I do think, and this is rather conclusively, that the world is sort of waking up to this concept that leaders are selected and primed and groomed and sort of inserted into powerful positions. This has been a conversation that is now being had in America, even regarding Barack Obama, going backwards and realizing that a lot of what the public was told about his background didn't make any sense at all. And yet at the same time, they used the same mechanisms. They accused anybody that was prodding the narrative of being a racist. This is kind of the same thing with Brigitte Macron. Anybody that's prodding the narrative must be a misogynist or must be an ageist. It does seem like we are on a brink of a global awakening, and that's really thanks to, in America, free speech, independent journalism, being able to communicate as you and I have over X, and to establish communication and then to work with each other to expose bigger stories. But the obvious question that's going to be on everybody's mind watching this is, are you fearful for your life? Are you worried, given how much power the Macrons clearly have, given their willingness to use the Secret Service, their willingness to use the court systems, their willingness to use the law to punish people for prodding into the story? Are you fearful that they could have you killed?